Oh, we got one in here. Calvin, how you doing? Ty Morse, how you doing? Eric, what's up? Flipping Fish from Texas, how you doing? I actually brought that really cool coon I kind of hinted about in the last live that I caught a couple years ago. I actually brought it out here to show you guys in this live here in a little bit. So, also, if you guys can tell, my first shed cat is back. She got ran off for about 2 months by one of our tomcats, but she just came back. If you guys ever notice in any of my videos, there's always a cat walking around. It's the only cat I've ever had that'll hang out with me out in the fur shed for hours. So she's kind of my little buddy. Well, you want to be on the YouTube? Come here. Larry, how you doing from Alabama? Holy smokes. Dan, I'm jealous, man. I was actually just sending some buddies of mine here this morning some pictures and videos of how our water levels are here. And we don't have anything. Really hoping we get this rain that they're talking about tomorrow. I just planted a whole bunch of green food plots yesterday, and I sweat really bad. It was about 90-ish degrees, and I was sweating pretty bad. But hopefully we get a rain to get those seeds growing anyways. Adventure with James, how you doing? Trapper Bob, how you doing? Got all the, if you guys can see, I got all those shiny coon boards. I got them all sized up and everything today. Well, not all of them. I did about 8 dozen of them today. But yeah, that took me a while. Ty, I'm jealous. Did everyone get rain but us Iowa guys today or what here? I know we're supposed to get some tomorrow. Just got home from scouting your bobcat line. Awesome, man. How'd it look? It look good? I guess I've never ran a bobcat line, so I guess I don't know what you're exactly looking for, but hopefully it looked good. Kenny Perkins, how you doing? It's raining everywhere but Iowa, apparently. Can y'all share some of your rain with me? There's, to put in perspective, there's creeks that I beaver trapped this spring that are on video that I couldn't make it through in my hip boots, and I'd be lucky to get my shins wet in them right now. It's pretty bad. And with our low water in Iowa, all of our stuff is for the most part, we got a lot of stuff that's tile fed to keep the current going. Otherwise that water will freeze up pretty fast. So we need some rain to keep our creeks open, really to keep my water trapping plans alive too. Really hoping to get after it pretty good in the water this year, but I can't do that if we don't have water. So we'll see what happens. Found a ton of new spots, found some fresh. Awesome, James. Man, that sounds fun. You're getting me pumped up. That's one of my favorite things. I don't know if you were looking at new ground or just looking at ground to see how it looked, but that's one of my favorite things to do is either go find new ground or check crop rotations on the stuff I've trapped for years and stuff like. I just like being out on the back roads. That's what I like to do. Yeah, Eric, that's no joke. That's no joke. It's pretty bad. Hey, thank you, Lance. I appreciate it. Appreciate you stopping in here too, bud. There's going to be a lot more videos coming out here once season gets rolling. 3 months from today is going to be First coon will be getting thrown in the back of the truck, hopefully, unless we have snow or something. But heard a little distemper go. Trapper Bob, yes and no. It seems really spotty. In my particular area where I'm at, we haven't had it bad yet. I don't mean to jinx it, but I think that me trapping the area so hard. I mean, yes, our population is so high, I'm hardly touching them, but I think that me killing the amount that I do that are here really prevents those mass distemper kill-offs in our area. Anyways, at least that's what I'm hoping for. I know some guys kind of in like north central Iowa, way up there, they've been seeing it really bad. They're saying there's dead coon all over the place. So hopefully it doesn't get like that around here, but I haven't seen any of it around here yet. I've heard cases of it, but it seems pretty spotty. Bill, good. Same place you trapped last year, looked way different. Yeah, I bet, James. 100%. That's something too, which it's exactly what you just said, basically. But it's crazy how even in the different times of the fall, how differently you have to trap certain areas based on the weather, what exactly that particular animal is interested in. I don't know much about bobcats, but I'm sure it'd be a lot different without snow. Bill, no, we're not starting the winky faces again. Dale, how you doing, bud? Thanks for stopping in, man. Dale, have you seen any distemper down by you? We were actually just talking about this. I've heard of some, but it seems pretty spotty so far. At least that's my thoughts on it. I've heard of a couple different spots that have had a little bit, but I haven't heard of anywhere really bad unless it's kind of north central Iowa. I've heard it's pretty bad up there. Not yet. Good. I know that's one thing that I've been really worried about with how dry it keeps getting. Not only the coon, but the deer and everything else. When it gets this dry multiple years in a row, it's bad. Boxy, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. We're just hanging out here in the fur shed. I'll go ahead and show you guys here. I talked about I think it was my last live. I talked about how I caught one coon the first year I trapped by myself. And I don't think I'll ever beat it. It's the coolest coon I'll ever catch. I brought it out here to show you guys. Pretty unique blonde coon. I really thought it was albino. It was a rainy day, and it was all covered in sand. I thought that this was just kind of going to wash out, but it didn't. Almost pure white. I mean, the belly's all white, and the back, other than this one strip here, is basically just pure white. So, yeah, that's my cool coon. I don't think I'll ever beat this one either. And it just so happens it was the first year that I trapped by myself. Got lucky is what I did. I got really lucky. Three months away, I bet it'll sneak up. Boxy, exactly. I feel the same way. I almost tell myself kind of how many days I got left almost every day as a reminder to kind of prevent it from sneaking up on me because, man, time can fly. It seems like it goes forever when it starts getting close. You get within like a month or so, it seems like it's taking forever, but it'll be here before we know it. Yeah, that coon, I mean, it's only like an extra large coon or whatever, but to me, that was the coolest thing in the world. That was 5 years ago. I think 5 years ago when I caught that. Tell you what, guys, I'm tired of this heat. Man, it was only supposed to be in like the low 80s today, I think, and it got up to like my truck said up to 89. It was today or something when I was driving back. It was keeps getting hotter than they say it's going to, and it's disappointing. I'm used to being let down by their their rain predictions, but normally on the temperature, they're fairly close, and they haven't been at all recently anyways. Oh, there you go, James. You don't have long at all then. I'm looking forward to October 1st as well because I get to start bow hunting. But you got any goals for this year, James, or anyone really? Do you have any goals that you're kind of, and it doesn't just have to be a numerical goal, just as for the season, what are your guys' goals? I'm curious. Yeah, Dale. Yeah. Yeah, there's really 2 points in Iowa you get to, and it's that dead heat in the summer where it just seems to be hot forever, and then normally every year we'll get a really bad cold snap. Last year we got one pretty good, and I was trapping beavers. But yeah, summer, like you said, season of suck. I hate it. 50 coyotes and 10 cats. Okay, wow. Well, I wish you good luck, man. That's awesome. I think you said earlier out in Idaho, I'm pretty sure. So you guys probably got some pretty good cats and coyotes out there, I'm sure. Those westerns. 100 beaver and 5 otter. There you go, Dan. 100 beaver's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I wish you luck. Because you're down south. I don't know. You guys got a lot of beaver down there, too. That'd be a fun place to trap. Kenny, you trapped with your uncle as a kid in first year trapping. Awesome, man. In the world. You have anything in particular you're going after, like species-wise or anything like that? Yeah, Dale. Oh, that's right. You did go down there. Yeah, I think it was right around Christmas time because I snapped off all my coon sets and went trapping beaver under the ice. And I think the one day the wind chill was like -20 or something. So it was pretty cold to be walking around on the ice for sure. And that lasted for about a week or so. So hopefully we don't get that this year. If we get a cold snap like that later into January, I'm fine with it. But a cold snap like that dens up those coons just long enough to where their fur starts getting yellow and they start rubbing us. It really kills a lot of the point of trapping after that because the fur starts getting pretty rough, and those late season coon are not fun to scrape. If you flush a late season coon, you know that they're not much fun to scrape. $300 skunks. Holy smokes, Trapper Bob. Wow, that's a lot of skunks. Good luck. Man, skunks are where the money's at, though. I'll give you that. That's a lot of skunks. I mean, that's almost 10 times the amount of skunks I caught last year. Wow. That's a lot of skunks. How are you going to catch them? I'm curious. I know some guys use boxes and stuff to catch skunks in volume. I guess I've never tried. Some of the best cats. Awesome, James. I kind of figured out there had to be some good looking fur. Otter Cat, how you doing, bud? Buck Killer, how you doing? Dan, yeah, no road trapping especially. That's going to take quite a bit of private ground. I'm curious, are you guys' beaver more like kind of pond? It's hard to explain. Are they more like northern beaver where they're kind of like they get in the ponds and build lodges, or are they kind of like ours where they just get in every water system they can swim and trap them there? I'm kind of curious. Coyotes. Okay, Kenny. If you don't mind me asking, what state are you in as far as going after coyotes? Wish you all the luck, man. Absolutely. Coyotes are fun, but I don't have the patience for them, to be honest. I did when they were worth something, but after cat season, I'll be water trapping, hoping for an otter. Good luck, James. I hope you get that otter, man. Otter are some of the prettiest furred animals. It pains me to sell any otter, really. I'd love to tan every single one of them. I don't, but I'd love to. They're a beautiful animal. Very angry animal if they're alive. very angry animal, but they're a beautiful animal. Tommy T, how you doing? I think this year mink will be what I said for heavy. Oh, there you go, Boxy. Absolutely. Yeah, mink are fun. I know a couple guys that really like getting after that mink. It almost seems to me like there's a certain kind of people who just really love to mink trap. I don't know what it is, but I wish them all the luck in the world, all the credit in the world. That it's crazy how many minks some people can catch. But yeah, good luck, man. Hope you whack them. Southeast Arkansas in December, South Louisiana in late January, early February. Boy, that's some good traveling there. Arkansas would be a good place to trap for beaver. Are you going for Beaverdale or just kind of nuisance removal from basically anything the farmer wants gone? Yeah, late January, early February is a good time to go down there, for sure. For sure. I'm assuming it's nuisance work for the most part. Boxes and culverts. Okay, Trapper Bob. You know, I've had a lot of people tell me I have to try those 160s for coon. I've had a lot of people say that. I've seen people use them for skunks before on Facebook and stuff. Never tried it, but I've had a lot of people tell me to try them on coon. Okay, river beaver. So they're quite a bit like ours then, as far as where they live, anyways. Kentucky, okay. Hey, there's no age on who can and can't be a trapper, bud. I promise you that. Trying to get to Texas for 30 years. Wow. I've heard of a couple people trapping. I want to say it's New Mexico. Some guys go down there and coyote trap. Man, I'm pretty sure it's New Mexico. And some parts of Texas, and the numbers of coyotes down there. Holy cow, do guys really pile them up down there? Did you hear about the otter attacking the 3 girls? I did. That was, again, that's but they're cute people, in my opinion. That's what happened there. And then they just, sucks that happened. But at the same time, I promise you they're not as cute as people think they are. They're some mean animals. Mean. Here's an otter story for you. I caught one in a beaver snare. This has been a while ago. I caught one in a beaver snare along the riverbank, kind of. And I pulled up to the riverbank, and I looked up over the bank to where my snare was hanging. And I had an otter right here staring at me. So that was pretty terrifying. Yeah, he wasn't very happy either. They're not friendly. Otter Cat, why are we screwed? Who's screwed? 5 otters since I started trapping. Only sold 2. Got 100 for each of them. Couldn't. Yeah, James, I get it. $100 bill otter is something I'd definitely like to see again for sure. They're hard to sell though, like you said. They're hard to get rid of. They're beautiful. Live otter get almost in the canoe. Whoa, that would not be fun. That wouldn't even be cool. That'd just terrify me. Those things are they're mean. And they're not good for anything. Unless you want your pond cleaned out, which no one wants that, they're not good for anything. I've been by an otter, had to get rabies shots. Yeah, Ty. Yeah. Man, I bet that hurt too. Man, bet Dan would have bailed. Yeah, I know I probably would have if I had one trying to get in my, what do you say, kayak or canoe, something, whatever it was. I would have bailed out of there for sure. Them things are no joke. Hobbies Hobo, how you doing? Made some pogos today. I got, oh boy, about 750 pogos left I want to make. So that's going to be quite a project yet. Other than that, though, I mean, I got to dip traps and cut up fish. Really, I'm getting close to ready. Getting close. There's still all the ground I got to go find that I want for new stuff, and I still got to scout, pre-stake, all that stuff. But we're getting there. Got the cable pulled up, still anchored. Pulled the cable up like a beaver. Wow. Was it a big one? Must have been a moody one for sure. Hobby, yeah. I would agree with you on that. I don't know where you're at, but I would agree with you on that. It was hot here too. Yeah, Tommy T, no problem. It was nice to meet you guys up there for sure. Hopefully you guys try out the YouTube thing a little bit. I know you guys talked about it a little bit. Hopefully you guys can get that figured out. But yeah, it was nice to meet you there too, for sure. Especially seeing the youth getting into it. That's what I really like to see. That was me not so long ago. I like to talk like it was a long time ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. So glad you and your boy made it up there, and it was nice meeting y'all. Pretty cold. Whoa, that's not cold. Whoa. Okay, it wasn't that bad here. 105. It was that bad here about when I was in Escanaba. It worked out pretty good. When that heat wave went through, the Iowa guys that went up to the NTA definitely lucked out big time because it was pretty nice up there for the most part throughout the convention compared to here. Oh yeah, it was a good size otter then. How soon before you go back to college? Trapper Bob, I go back 2 weeks from Monday, I think. So I have to get my stuff done by then. Once I get to school, I can't get much trapping work done if I'm only coming home on the weekends. And I got a lot of stuff planned for the weekends already, especially in September. I got to go to the Iowa convention. Well, there's dove hunting the first weekend. Then there's the Iowa convention. And then I'm most likely going out elk hunting in Colorado the next weekend. And then the Nebraska convention I'll be at. And then I'll have that one weekend, and then I'll start bow hunting. So not a whole lot of time on the weekend. So I'm trying to get everything done now before I have to move back. Really? In Canada, it was that hot? Holy cow. No thanks. That's awesome. Love seeing the youth interested in trapping. Yeah, thanks, Boxy. I try, I feel like the YouTube thing especially, I think it really helps at just getting people's foot in the door. There's a lot of people that really don't like YouTube and are not a fan of it. And I think that YouTube, hands down, and whether it's getting someone into trapping or maybe convention or whatever, but then there's also the people that watch your videos and they're like, well, hey, I never knew what trapping was, but I watched this guy. Now I at least understand what they're doing and that it's not so bad. So, yeah, I could rant on that forever. But, yeah, getting youth into and the thing about Iowa, too, this year, I don't want to put a number on it. There's a couple different little get-togethers later this summer, I think, into the fall for youth. And just really anyone in general that wants to learn how to trap. I think there's 5. I want to say it's around 5. Something like that. But yeah, those would be good events too. Hopefully to get some more people into it. Maybe they can pick up a thing or two. I know I'll be at one of them for sure. So looking forward to those events. I also finally ended up figuring out how many coon boards I got. I wasn't exactly sure, but I finally broke the 300 mark on them. So hopefully we can do some pretty hardcore fleshing here come February or so. I have told myself this year that I will not stop coon trapping until the last day of January. Might not be trapping hard, but I'll still be trapping because the feeling now of I quit about 2 weeks early, went back to school, it's killing me. What could I have got? It drives me nuts. So I will not be quitting before the end of January this year. All right, Dale. You have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. Ruger, I was going to say what's up back, but then the second part of that is just, no. We don't need any more of that. 22 with an Alberta license. I'm not qualified in BC. Fishing it is. Really, hobbies? Did they change the laws? Did they change the laws up there, or why can't you trap him? I'm just curious. I know Canada's been doing a whole lot of stuff, but I've been to Canada once, bear hunting in Manitoba. I went up there bear hunting. It was pretty cool. Dehumidifier, the pelts dry faster. Start using one last year. Beaver dry day quicker. Yeah, Dan. I've done that, and it works. For me, it worked to a certain point until I had so many coon hanging in here. Like when I hit, I think it was 800 or 900 coon hanging in here that were already done, and I had the boards full again. The humidifier just really couldn't keep up. It works. I mean, I'm not arguing with you 100%. It works. But for me, I'm going to probably leave them there for a week anyways because I only get to flesh on the weekends coming home from school. And I wanted it to where I can come home 2 weekends and just flesh and board and have 300 coon hanging up here. And then I can come home one weekend and take all those coon off because it's going to take me a while to get that many off of there. That's going to take probably 3/4 of a day to take that many coon off the boards and get them hung up on fur hangers and stuff. And then I'll have another day to flesh and kind of just keep going like that. But that's kind of my goal, is just to save a little bit of time per weekend of taking fur off the boards by buying more, I guess. Okay, hobbies. Minnesota would love to learn how to trap. Wrecked. You guys got some good trapping up there. First of all, you're from a great state. If you want to learn how to trap, a lot of muskrats, beaver. Pretty sure there's probably a lot of otter up there too, and there's a lot of good mink trapping up there too. So kind of jealous of where you are. But what do you want to know, man? I'll be here for most of the night talking. Fire away any questions you got. I'll answer them the best I can, bud. Glad you go live early enough on my work weekends. I can get. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know, he does do them pretty late. I try and make most of them, but they are pretty late sometimes. I try and do them at a decent time, I guess. I don't know. When it gets that late at night, I just kind of lay down and watch YouTube and go to bed. You know, I'm a trapper. I bought my heifer taker permit this year. Last time I trapped. Oh, that's awesome, Uncle Buck's Forge. I wish all the luck in the world to you. Really hope that whatever your goal is for this year and what you want to do, whether it's catch X amount of furs or just have fun, all the luck to you, man. Is there anything that you're thinking about going after as far as species-wise or anything? Yeah, Boxy, it works. The humidifier works pretty good. To an extent, it depends how much you're really trying to do. I've had guys tell me, well, if you put up coon and you got a dehumidifier, it's going to cut your drying time in half. With the amount of coon that I got hanging, that's just not the case. I'm sure it works really good if I was only drying like 12 coon, or like you said for beaver, I think it'd work really good. I guess I never tried it for beaver. I really do like that idea. But for the bulk coon, it didn't work very well for me, I guess. It made a difference, but not enough. Midwestern Trapper, how you doing? 6 p.m. on the West Coast now. Time for dinner. Good chat. All right, Hobbies and Hobo. Or Hobbies Hobo. Sorry, I always mess that up for some reason. Sorry about that. You have a good dinner, man. Thanks for stopping in. Trapping Bros are out west busting prairie dogs. Oh, man. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. Man. Do you guys, are they with a guide or anything, or do you got family out there or something that they're going out with? I've heard that they're just lousy out there. But I've heard a lot of people that have shot them, and they love it. They say it's a blast. I was out west not too long ago. I was out in Colorado the last week of June. I was out there. The high for the day was like 55 for 4 days. It was awesome. It was awesome up in the mountains out there. Just hanging with the family, thinking about squirrel hunting in the morning. Oh, there you go, Midwestern Trapper. I actually just talked to a guy at the NTA who is a very avid squirrel hunter. Like he loves squirrel hunting more than anything, it seemed like. So, yeah. Well, if you go out, good luck, man. I guess that's something I've never done. I've caught enough squirrels in 220s, but I've never actually hunted them. 144 square feet, 4 fans, a dehumidifier, dumping out 20 ounces of water a day. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, I guess that mine's probably 15 by 15, something like that. It's not very big, but yeah, the smaller area like that, especially, it'd work really good. Make good friends on a ranch over there, 88,000 acres. Holy cow. That is something about out west that I find so unique, because there's guys out there that owns thousands and thousands of acres. And it seems like anywhere you come out west. And they're land rich is really what they are. You'll meet some of them and they'll be the nicest, just normal person ever. And they'll own 10,000 acres, 20,000 acres in the middle of the mountains or something. That's something I find crazy about out there. They ought to be able to find some prairie dogs on 88,000 acres. Holy cow. Bozeman, I was in college, hunted prairie dogs. Yeah, Ty, I bet. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Find hickory trees or walnut trees, sit down, wait till they come. Yeah, Midwestern Trapper. I know we got a lot of squirrels around us, because whenever I'm sitting in a deer blind or a bow stand, it sounds like there's a deer coming and it's just a squirrel. So, Alan, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. Caught 4 fox squirrel in 1 year and a canine set. I had a feral cat in a brush pile. Still not sure why. 4 fox squirrel 1 year and a canine set. So were they in the same set or different sets? Big farm around me, like 600, 650 acres. Yeah, they are huge. That's the thing with those ranches out there, is you can drive, like on a 4-wheeler, you can drive all day and not see half of it. A ranch that size, you probably wouldn't see a quarter of it. So, yeah, that around us, you got a couple 100 acres. That's a pretty good sized farm. Really, Boxy? That's interesting. Huh. guess I've never caught a squirrel in a canine set before. Interesting. It's one of the reasons I hammer on them. Hate it when they make me think they're deer while I'm sitting in my tree. Yeah, I'm Midwestern. I've thought about plinking them with a bow before. I can tell you that. The one year I thought about getting some of those little, they're like a broadhead. They got the little thing in there, and then they got like those little, they're not spikes, but whatever you call them. Those broadheads, they got that little extra thing on them for like shooting rabbits and stuff. I thought about carrying one of those with me a couple of years ago when I was deer hunting just to plink some squirrels. But yeah, Game Stopper. There you go. Yep. Yeah. They're loud little suckers. I'll give them that. Loud. We get quite a few of them around here. We get quite a few of them ground squirrels. They look kind of like a chipmunk, but they're not. I found that out not too long ago, actually, that they're not a chipmunk. We get quite a few of those around here, too. And the cats seem to like them. Craziest catch was a red-tailed hawk and a bobcat set. Pounds of paying attention. Wow, he must have really came down on that thing. Holy smokes. Huh. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you from experience, those things are catchable for sure. But with 3 pounds of pan tension, man, he must have really wanted it or something. Holy cow. How loud they are for the size, how deer can sneak. Yeah, that's exactly right, Boxy. And another thing, too, if you've ever been bear hunting, which I don't know if you have or not, but how quiet those animals are for being a couple 100 pounds. I mean, a lot of people just think bears come barreling through the timber, roaring around all over the place. You can't even hear them come in until you can see them. I mean, it's nuts. That could have been just up in Manitoba where I was at. Man, those bears are so quiet, but yet them squirrels are so loud. And the reason I hunt them is they make coyote bait, normally have some left over. Yeah, I bet Midwest. Do you mix them with anything, or do you just use the raw squirrel? I know I've put rabbits in dirt holes before, and it works pretty good. Probably pretty similar concept. Yeah, Ruger, they're big birds. Big birds. Great horned owl last season, trying to get it out. They make all kinds of noise, released unharmed. There you go, Dan. That's the main thing, as long as they're released unharmed. But I know from, and I'm not going to get into the details, but I know from experience that releasing stuff like that, throwing a blanket over them works really good. I don't know if you tried that or not, but yeah, that's the best way that I found to keep them calm. It's only happened to me once. Black bear here in PA are light on their feet too. Very hard to. Yeah, Boxy. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, when we were up there in Canada, I mean, the bush is so thick, you can't hardly see anything except for the bait station that you're sitting over. And you would not hear them basically until you saw them at the bait. It's pretty nuts. Bear hunted for 40 years. They're an amazing animal. Yeah, otter cat. They really are. Yeah, they're awesome. Awesome. I'd love to go up there again and try it with a bow. Shooting a bear with a bow. I think that'd be pretty fun. Yeah, depends on the weather. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I bet that'd work pretty good. Through a coat. Yeah, same concept. Yeah. Yeah, it's never fun seeing one of those things in a trap. Man, oh man. That was my only time catching something. Yeah. Yeah, it's not fun. My interesting release this past season was a goose in a beaver set. Boxy, I've heard of people doing that. Geese, ducks. Was it a foothold? I'm assuming it was a foothold. Could have been a conibear, I guess. Caught quail, usually only feet and feathers left. Yeah, Dan. Yeah, it happens. I mean, that's a lot of things that I think that some people don't realize is when you're trapping, stuff happens. I mean, it just does. It's nature. Stuff just happens. It never always goes the way we want it to. That's for sure. Geese are mean. Had to be a foothold. Yeah. Fox, yeah, watched your Arkansas trapper catch a goose last year. Yeah, foothold. Yeah, that's what I always hear is people are catching them in footholds. Not a lot, but I do know a couple people that have done it. I know guys that have caught coyotes in castor mounds, deer. Yeah, everything's attracted to castor. Everything. I still got to get all my beaver drowners put in a spot where they're not in my way. They were sitting in a pile where I backed my truck in, and I moved them over so I could back my truck in, and now they're all sitting in a pile again. So I got to go through them too still yet. Before late March, anyways. Arkansas Trapper seems like a laid back, cool dude. Ruger, I've heard a lot about him. I've watched a couple of his videos, but I don't know him personally. But I've watched his stuff. He seems pretty cool. Wow. Someone got a little too far away from home. Started trapping in the 70s, which they had YouTube at that time, trying to get info back. I like you and Stu Coon Creek help a lot of young trappers. Oh, thanks, Lance. Stu's a great guy. I had him up at the NTA here a couple of weeks ago. Stu's a great guy, and he's got some really good content out there for sure. Yeah. We're trying to get them back into it, trying to get people back into trapping, really trying to make it almost like cool. It's kind of hard to do with all the people that are after us. Got to watch my words there, but yeah. Yeah. And another thing too, the best part about YouTube is it's all free to the viewer. It is all free information. And that to me, I mean, that's the best way to get people's foot in the door is make it cost them nothing just to watch a video. That's another thing I think so awesome about YouTube. Thanks, Lance, for the kind words. I appreciate it, man. And Stu's a great guy too. I promise you. Try swimming away, then let him loose. A few times. Oh, geez, Midwestern. Hey, Anthony. Thanks, man. I'm glad you like the lives. Lives are something I was kind of nervous about in the beginning, to be honest with you, but I'm coming around to them. I enjoy them quite a bit now, especially. I mean, they get me pretty pumped up, where most of the time it's hard for me to fall asleep at night because I have so much stuff running through my head for talking about trapping for over an hour straight. But yeah, glad you like it. Glad you like the live streams, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Oh, and there was a few dozen every morning. Guess it was inevitable. Yeah, Boxy, and like I said earlier, stuff happens, man. It just does. Yeah, they'll figure out a way. Them things covered. We actually had some swans living down at our pond here a couple weeks ago. Those things are big. Holy cow. Dan, are you talking about Coon Creek? I'm assuming met him in Arkansas, or are you talking about Arkansas Trapper? I forget which one we're talking about now. He was in a beaver-rich environment. Looked like all the drainage ditches. Yeah. Yeah. Well, beaver-rich means that there's going to be ducks, muskrats, all that other stuff. Yeah, Ruger. I try, I'm having fun with them. They're fun. I mean, they get me pumped up. I know me and Iowa Trapper are going to do a couple more collabs here before season. I might try and get a couple other people to hop on lives with me too, just to try and get some different perspectives on trapping and different methods and stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be interesting to get some different voices that aren't exactly on YouTube on here to share their thoughts, if they will. I mean, I'm not gonna try and force anyone, but I want to try and get some more people on here, because there's a lot of knowledge out there that never gets told to anyone. And I personally wish that people would tell some of their stories, because I think we can all benefit from each other. Do you have a skinning machine? Kenny, I do have a skinning machine. I got the Vice Grip floor mount from A&J Skinning Machines. Oh, and then I got a winch on my ceiling over here. That's what I skin everything with. I skin all my coon on that, and I skin my beaver. I skin my beaver hanging on the winch. I don't use the Vice Grips, but I skin that on the winch too. I've learned a lot from Stu, and I started watching his videos, helped me get a routine going. Yeah, Midwestern. And he's got, the thing I'll give him all the credit in the world for is his fur handling videos are, in my opinion, the best on YouTube. It's just nuts. And he was like the first one to really start doing stuff like that, especially on the fur handling side. To me, if anyone asks me if they want to learn how to skin or flesh anything, I send them right over there, because I learned how to skin. And he got me into the fur handling side of it because I could watch his videos and learn from his videos. Kind of took my own route from there, but it got me going on it. Yeah, love his channel. He got me into a lot of stuff when I first started watching his videos a while ago. Too many brain farts to do many lives. Oh, I get it, Dan. Arkansas. Okay, yeah. I was wondering, once you said Arkansas, I was kind of assuming that's which one it was. I'd trap that outdoors. How you doing, man? That's what I have been telling. I would get some of the old timers on here and tell them some old stories. And I listen to a lot of podcasts too, like trapping podcasts, a bunch of different ones. But that's what I like to hear, is those older guys and all of those different stories that they have, especially from ones trapping in the fur boom, which is something I wasn't even close to alive for. To me, it's just cool because they trapped in a whole different element than we're trapping in now. And I'd love to be able to hear every single one of them stories. All right, Ty. Thanks for stopping in, man. You have a good night. I say I'm a little too much in my videos. Oh, you're fine, James. Seem to be. Yeah, Kenny, they are. Me and Iowa Trapper both use them. I'd recommend them to anyone. I gotta try and remember the Vice Grip floor mount that I use for coon. They got the roller mount that they use. It's mostly for coyotes, that mounts to the floor, and it works really. And then they can sell you the whole machine, or you can just buy the floor mount and hang the winch like I did. They got like knife trays, beaver troughs, basically anything you need for skinning. They all got it on there. I'd highly recommend them. Yeah, Boxy, he's got some good stuff. He did a really good job with those videos. Ruger, I would say catching the fur. I love putting up fur, but I would say catching the fur. I love catching coon, man. There's something about it. I love catching them. Um, love fur handling too, but trapping is just actually catching the animal for me is different. I put a lot of pride and stuff into my fur handling and everything, and I love to do it. I spend hours out here, hundreds of hours out here, but I'd say catching them, I probably like a little more. Yeah, he really is. He made some good videos. Learned how to handle fur from his videos. Give all the credit to him for sure. His videos are top tier. He's got many top lot awards through NAFA. Yep, exactly, Midwestern. I wish I would have been able to. I sent furs to NAFA the first 2 years I trapped, I think. And then they went out of business. So I never really got the chance to like now, I don't get the chance to see if I can get a top lot because can't send them up there anymore. And I'm not going to send my coon up to fur harvesters. So I don't know. Yeah, he's a good fur handler though. You can tell he takes pride in his work. The timers were tight-lipped. Yeah, they really were, Dan. I was talking to a guy the other day actually about old school techniques, and they were talking about in the fur boom, they'd take it almost looked like a drowner, but it was for coon, and you wouldn't drown them at all. It was for trap, and you'd actually set your trap there, but then you'd run a slide into the culvert so that when you caught a coon, it would slide that coon into the culvert and hide it from the road, so no one could see it. I thought that was pretty cool. Pretty nifty, really. I like the idea a lot, actually. If prices ever came back, I know a lot of spots I'd probably do that in. I already showed the cat. I don't even know where she is now. Curly. I don't know where she went. Probably sleeping. Yeah, slide wire, slide, whatever. Yeah. No, it seemed like a pretty good idea to me. It'd take a lot more time, but if the coon are worth 5 times what they are now, it makes sense to spend that much more time on each set. So definitely tell the guys to take pride in their catch, and that's what it's about. Put up more fur than I probably should have. Different strokes for different folks. I get that too. I love putting up fur, and here's another thing too that kind of goes along with that. It's the guys that are like, oh, well, the fur's not worth much, so I'm not going to take pride in my fur. To me, if coon were worth absolutely $0, I'd still put them up. I'd probably get them tanned. I'd still put them up the exact same way because I have that pride in my work. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because you say you take pride in your fur. There's just something about every single coon that rolls off that beam or whatever. I want it to be the best that I can make it be because the fur is best the second you catch it. All you can do from the second you catch it is make it worse. So I like to keep that coon as close to as good as it was when I caught it, as far as when it's getting sold. To me, that's what it's all about. Always excited to see what may or may not be there. Yeah, Boxy, I get that. I get that for sure, especially if it's a big old coon sitting there or two. I have used dry land slides to save my trail when blind setting. Yeah, Tommy, that'd be a good way to do blind setting for sure. Save your trail, absolutely. Trying to outsmart the critter you're setting for. Like the blind sets, knowing you're going to get them because of their instinctual. Yeah, I used to blind set a lot. It's fun. To me, the other thing too, mark the critter. For me, it is you're taking an animal that can go anywhere, absolutely anywhere in the entire state, country, whatever, and you got to get him to put his foot right there. Whether it's dog proof or whether it's a pain of a trap, you got to get him to put his foot right there out of all this land. And to me, that's one of the coolest things about trapping. Every time you catch one, he's like, this thing could have went anywhere, but it's in my trap. And that to me is just an awesome feeling. YouTube one day, I watched your channel and then I caught the raccoon. Awesome trapping with Gavin. Good. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy the channel, man. I'm glad you caught a coon too. Hope you catch many more in the future. Iowa Trapper finally showed up. Starting to wonder if you went to bed. Going to be setting a slide wire set for bobcats this season. Found a spot close to the road. Yeah, James, I get it. Especially if you guys got really good cats out there, like you said. It makes sense. Them cats out there are worth good money. I cleaned it away, not my way. Oh, you cleaned it. Are you talking like skinning or fleshing? What are you talking about there, Gavin? Oh, you've been lurking. Okay. Were those chicken gizzards you were eating? I'm assuming. Looked like a whole plate full of them. I blind set for coyote quite a bit. Catch a lot of doubles that way. Yeah, Midwestern. That'd be fun. I'd love to blind set for coyotes here, but we got so many daggum deer. I don't know how you'd ever do it. They don't. Maybe there's a trick to it. I don't know, but it sounds fun. Tom Rana showed great slide bar tricks on his videos back in the 80s. Yeah, Dan. I actually just listened to a podcast that he was on the other day. Pretty interesting guy. A lot of stories. Oh, that was your first coon, Gavin? Man, that's awesome. Congrats, dude. Congrats. Got wife and kids. Give me a break. Oh, man. You just wait till I get down to school again. Then I'm just going to get you all pumped up. And then you're going to be as restless as I am. Girlfriend and a cat. There's a difference. Hey, man, don't diss on the fur shake cat. Curly, I'll bring her over here just for that comment right there. Come here. This is my fur shed cat, for those of you that weren't in here earlier. I was the late night special. Wow. You just got done with autographs. £1.87. I'm confused. What's 1.87 pounds? Yeah, Gavin. Good luck this year, man. Hopefully, whatever you're going after, you get it for sure. I'm getting pumped too, though, but I feel you there. I'm pumped up. They said it was $20 at the convention. Gouging at the wow. Pumped up, but it's limited to after 8 p.m. or when the wife falls asleep. Yeah. Tell you what, there's going to have to be a couple nights where I might just show up at your shop randomly to make sure that you're out there getting ready. I hate to be that guy, but I would be that guy just to get you a little pumped up. Oh, geez, Bill. Oh, not the winky faces again. That's why he's the demo master. He does do good demos, Ruger. I'll give him that for sure. 1.87 pounds of gizzards. That's a lot of gizzards, dude. But a good weight for a beaver pelt. I really have to get more boards and more lures. Yeah, well, Gavin, if you're just starting to get into trapping, I'm going to tell you something right now, bud. There's a certain thing about trapping where you always want to buy more and more and more and more and more. So I get that 100%, bud. Whatever you need, though, just set your budget. Don't try and grow too fast by any means. Do whatever you're comfortable with. Find what works best for you and take full advantage of it. Michael, how you doing? Internet vet. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. You didn't have to do that, bud. Glad you made it in here. Yeah, I think this is your first time in this one. Welcome. Thanks, buddy. Better make it after 9 p.m., but if so, I'll be there. Sounds good. I'm not joking. I'll just show up randomly. Just kidding. I'll probably give you a heads up. All right, Ruger, you take care, bud. Thanks for stopping in, man. Man, she's clawing me. Iowa, I kind of copied you a little bit. You had a bunch of tan furs in your live the other day, so I brought out my cool one for this one. I already showed everyone earlier, but I love this thing. I should have got one of those 6X coon tanned. Wish that I would have, especially the one. It was 42 and a half inches nose to tail. It was the biggest one. I really wish I would have got that one tanned. Better not be random. There's that off chance. It's a season where I might be allowed in the white spin. Oh, okay. Yep, I'll give you a heads up. Don't worry. Jeez. Sounds good, buddy. I'm pumped to get back down there. We're going to have to do some more lives together. The last one did pretty well. Plus, Iowa Trapper, if you were in here earlier, we were talking about how I kind of get some of the guys that don't necessarily have a YouTube presence on here on a live or something, just kind of talk and almost have it like a storytelling. I think that'd be really cool. Do you work your classes around trap season? Rich? Yes and no. This year I got lucky. This fall, my classes are going to be every other day. So I'm going to be doing a lot of water trapping because I can run every other day checks. So this fall, it's actually going to work out pretty good to where I'm really going to be able to hit it hard in the water if we get the water. So do I work out? I mean, I'll tell you this. So most of our classes, we get X amount of days that's an excused absence. So normally I save all of those right until trapping season starts. Is normally when I save those two. And then I'll take a couple days off of class when I'm trapping hard that first week. Other than that, I don't take any class off really. So that's pretty. Yeah, it is. Caught it the first year. Well, you've seen it. Yeah, I caught it the first year I ever trapped by myself, and I'll probably never catch another one. It's pretty nuts. I thought it was all white at first, but just a blonde. I have like marten and fisher in my area. There's a rare raccoon that you always it's in your trap. Yeah. There you go, Gavin. Yeah, you must be up north then. Marten and Fisher. You must be up north somewhere. Get a 6S mounted. Yeah, Dan, I would have. Should have kept them. But I don't know. The one was kind of a late season coon, and he didn't look that big until I got him on the board. That's the thing with a lot of those late season coon, though. They don't look that big because they burned off so much fat, and then you'll get them on a board, and you're like, man, that's a lot bigger coon than I thought it was. I had that happen on quite a few that I caught there later in the year. But yeah, should have kept them. Oh, well, they sold. Yep, several collabs. I hope so. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I got to get down there. I got so much ground I got to go look at. I got to be able to know what every single crop rotation is in my head within the first week I'm there, I'm sure. So I'm sure I'll burn some gas the second I get down there. Ottercat, I'm not going to tell you who Amy is. I'm not going to tell you. I'd never hear the end of it. So many total beaver did you get? Internet vet, I ended up with 257 beaver this spring. Yeah. And that was I say long spring. I mean, it flew by, but man, is that some hard work. Covered a lot of ground. Mostly trap on your property. Okay, Gavin. I trap, so in Iowa, which I don't know what state that you're in, but in Iowa, I'm allowed to trap in the road ditches up to a certain distance away from the road. So that's where I do most of my trapping. Now, that's not legal everywhere, but that's where I do my trapping, is in the road ditches. How long have I been trapping for? I've been trapping since I was 8 years old. I actually had to go back and look here a couple of months ago to see how old I was. We went back and found a picture of my dad teaching me. And I was 8 years old. So I've been trapping for 13 years. This will be the 13th season. You don't have to, pretty sure. Figure it out. Oh, you're from Canada. Yeah, you're way up there. We were actually just talking, Hobbies Hobo was talking about some of the Canada laws. I really don't know what your guys' regulations are up there, but I wish I could help you out. Yeah, that'd be a fun place to trap, though. Yeah, Internet vet, it was all right. If only the beavers could have been, or if the pelt could have still been worth $30+ a piece, and then the caster was still worth $80 or $90 a pound, then I would have really been making some money. But fortunately, it didn't work out that way. So I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. I mean, I made my money from beaver trapping, but I promise you, not a single dollar from beaver trapping comes easy. Not a single one. And it must be breaking up. You're choppy. Good luck this season. Enjoy your videos. Oh, Rich. I hope I'm not choppy. Do I sound choppy to everyone else? Hopefully not. Could be my service in here too. I know I got bad service in here. Hopefully I sound okay. Yeah, Internet vet. It was a fun year. It's one that I don't know if I'll be able to break that in the next couple of years. I don't know if I will want to be honest with you. It was more of the beaver were worth more than I may ever see it again. I'm going to absolutely give it everything I got and catch everything that I can this year. So that's what I did. And I ended up catching 257 of them. I was very proud of that. That to me in Iowa was a lot of beaver. So I don't know. Beaver trapping's fun. Love beaver trapping. I love coon trapping and I love beaver trapping. I'll never pick one. Probably coon trapping if I had to pick one though. Nothing. Well, exactly, Internet vet. Kenny, I do, but I don't have it set up right yet. I do. Yeah, and it's called Next Gen Trapper. But if you message me on that one, I can send you what my actual one is. My personal one, anyways. You got a beaver chewing on your internet cables. I might, Midwestern. Who knows? Who knows? Could be the cat over there. I don't know. Maybe she turned my hotspot off. Always choppy? I hope I'm not always choppy. Girlfriend Next Gen, how did you meet? Bill, my girlfriend's not in here. Well, I shouldn't say that. She could be. She should be at work. I think she's at work. It's not my girlfriend. If you guys are trying to guess who it is, it's not my girlfriend. Dan, I appreciate your confidence. I don't know about 300 beaver. I just don't think that our beaver regenerate like our coons do. I mean, I know they don't. I mean, our coon, you kill one and two more come in right behind it. That's what I always say, because it just seems like you never make a dent in them. But the 2000 coon, I'm going to give that one absolutely everything I got. If I do end up catching 2,000 a little later just to make sure I get all that fur put. But if beaver's worth the money, I mean, if they're still going for over $25 a piece finished, I mean, that's even counting if they came down at, what is that, probably 20% of what I got last year, maybe a little more. But if they were still $25 a piece finished, I mean, I'd give it everything I got again. I don't know about 300, but man, it'd be fun. That's for sure. I'd love to go up north and trap beaver. I've been trying to get up to Wisconsin here last couple of years, and it just hasn't worked out. None of this winking stuff, man. I doubt he said that, internet vet. He's got a lot more going on as far as family and everything else that I do, really. He's a lot busier guy than I am. But I give him all the credit in the world because I learned a lot of stuff from him. There were several nights where it was me just jawing his ear off with question after question after question. But he helped me flatten out that curve pretty quickly, and I went off to the races. Beaver trapping is fun. You have to know what you're doing. Yeah, Gavin, beaver trapping's a blast. My favorite part of beaver trapping is when you go down there and you can't see your trap. Trap's gone. The water's dirty, blah, blah, blah. And you pull that top stake out and you grab the rod and pull it, and then you go to bend it up, and that rod just bends over. That's the part that I love the most. It's almost like catching a fish or something. To me, that's so fun. Down here, there, everywhere. Yeah, man, I'm sure. I've heard a lot of stuff about the beavers down there. We got a lot up here too, but I was pretty hard on them this past year. And I don't know how they're going to come back. I don't think that I'll be able to catch near as many beaver as I did last year if I trap the same stuff again. I would almost guarantee that I couldn't. They just don't regenerate that fast up here. I came in the live chat late. No, you didn't, Gavin. You're fine, bud. We'll be on here for a little bit longer yet, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we'll be on here for a little bit yet. Just keep whatever questions you got, bud, just ask them. Raccoon went $20. Oh, I don't know about that, internet vet. If raccoons hit $20 again, there'd be guys that know a lot more than I do about coon trapping that come out of the woodwork. I'd probably struggle to catch 600 coon if they got to $20 because there's so many coon trappers around here that are money driven. I think I'd probably catch a lot less than I do in these poor fur market years, if you want me to be honest. Internet vet, he really did. And this is something that I've told a couple different younger people about this because I give all the credit in the world to YouTube. I mean, I learned a lot from really how I got going by myself on coon trapping. But then I met Iowa Trapper through YouTube. And what I had is I had all these ideas in my head. But then I also found someone who I could ask those questions to, and he almost always had the answer for me. He wouldn't tell me what to do, but it'd give me another input. And that, to me, having someone that you can ask those questions to that you can't really on YouTube. I mean, you can ask questions on YouTube, but I had a lot of questions about a lot of different things. And to me, for me, it was YouTube, finding a bunch of different things and finding out what worked best for me, and then finding someone that I could ask all those questions that I'd never had answered before. And he was that guy. Now, heck, he's one of my best friends. So it worked out pretty good. Pretty good. Flattened the curve a lot. A lot of bite marks and scars. Yeah, Dan, I bet. Good thing it doesn't matter anymore, though, for the hatter market. They can be cut in half, and it really doesn't matter. Gotta go to bed. Got some squirrels roosting in the morning. Tucked pretty hard. All right, Midwestern, you take care, buddy. Good luck on the squirrel hunt in the morning. So you have figured out the prime of your life before you have physical or marital obligations. Travis phenomenal. Very lucky to call you a friend and pick your brain. I appreciate it, Iowa. I did. Here's another story for you. This is something I've been rolling with for a while. Is I will not get married, and Iowa Trapper will laugh at me for saying this, but I will not get married until I have one season when I'm out of college where I can give it absolutely every single ounce that I have for the entire season to see exactly what I can do with nothing interacting. That is my goal, is to have that one season where I can hit it as hard as I want to and basically have no obligations other than just to trap. What happens, because to be honest, if I went and got married and had kids and all that stuff and settled down and I never got to have that season to see what I could really do, that would really haunt me for the rest of my life. And it sounds goofy to some of you, I'm sure, but it would honestly haunt me if I didn't have one season where I could give it everything that I had. So that's what I'm working towards, is that season where I can give it absolutely every ounce that I have every day from opening day to the end of season. That's my goal. And just see what happens. There won't be a single number that I'm chasing after. Really, I have one that I'd like to be able to chase, but I think it's untouchable. But I just like to see what I am capable of. That is my goal. That's my ultimate trapping goal. PA Trapping, how you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in. What was something I suggested that you initially doubted and he turned out to be correct? Internet really happened last year. This is one thing that just right off the top of my head is that caribou fleshing knife. And then the year before that flattening out my fleshing beam. And like I said, I asked him so many different questions about different random things. This is one of the most important ones because fleshing always hurt my back, because I hurt my back a couple different times. I'm in high school. Fleshing always hurt my back because I had a steeper beam. Well, I leveled out that beam, started using that different lighter knife, and man, could I really zip through quantities of them at a time with that different lighter knife on that flatter beam. I enjoy fleshing so much more now that it doesn't bother my back at all. I'd say that's one of the biggest things, because fleshing 20 coon in a day used to be a big day. And heck, last year, I think my best day was 115 coon I scraped in one day. So big difference. Yeah, Braden, right? I feel you, man. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said I haven't spent a couple different hours laying in my bed where I'm not falling asleep, because the wheels are starting to turn. Days are getting shorter. Just had the national convention. For too long, we'll be at the Iowa convention. Once that Iowa convention's over, for me, it's get everything ready now. So yeah, it'll be here before we know it. I'll guarantee you that. Oh man. Maybe Iowa Trapper, maybe. But then you wouldn't have me to bother you all the time, and just how much less annoying your life would be if I wasn't bothering you all the time. But I will say, the only thing that I can really think of you can learn so much at a time, and you can still ask all these questions. If you find someone that'll answer all your questions, you can learn all this stuff. But if you don't go out there and do it yourself and put all the stuff that you're thinking about into action, it's hard for me to explain. If you don't go out there, first of all, if you don't fail at anything, then you're not learning anything. That's how I learned quickly. I got big fast and I failed a lot, and I learned a lot in a hurry. So, I mean, don't feel bad if you make a mistake. I learn more from mistakes than I do catching a coon. It's just how it is. But you can learn all this stuff, talk to whoever you want to. If you don't go out and do it, you're still not going to, you might think you know it, but if you're not doing it yourself, you don't really know it. It's totally different hearing something and then doing it in the field. I will say that. You can learn all you want and think you have it all figured out, but until you go out there and do it, you've only got 5% of the battle won. I can promise you that. It's the worst trap you've ever used. Internet Vet, it is oh man, I wish I had one in here. I don't know what brand of 220 it is, but man, I don't like them. They got really small I could go find it, but I don't want to leave here. Got really small eye holes, and so a Duke 220 is more rectangular than it is square, and these traps are like a perfect square, so they're too tall for my boxes. And when I have the safeties on and I go to compress that trap up to set it, I have to basically have my hands fully spread out and then squeeze it all the way. I don't know what brand it is, but whatever brand of 220 that is, I hate that trap. I have like 4 of them, and I hate them. We'll be at the Iowa convention. All right, Eric. Hopefully I can meet you up there, man. I'm not sure if I'll be there Friday all day for sure. I'll have to see with my class. But Friday in the afternoon, I'll definitely be there. I'm talking like around supper time probably, and then I'll stay the night there with my tent people, as Iowa Trapper would say. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll be there all day Saturday. I feel like a brother. Feel like a brother, Iowa Trapper? That's quite an age gap. What is it? 14 years, I think? Maybe. I think. 13? I don't remember how old you are, I guess. Close. I got to be close. But yeah, man. You don't take credit for everything that you did for me, but I remember it all. Worst trap to use. Braden, I agree with you. I absolutely hate snares. I just do. And part of it's my fault. I never spent enough time with them. But in today's coon market, there's absolutely no reason to be snaring a coon. And that's all I really want to trap. So for me, there's no reason for me to use a snare. I don't like them either. They make a mess. Yeah, Eric, sounds good, man. I don't know where I'll be camped at or anything, but I'll be there. I'm sure I'll be around. Thane, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Catching him without his paparazzi. Iowa Trapper, if you're talking about me having a paparazzi, that is no. No. Unless you're talking about like me, you, and like the Sleepy Creek guys, we could consider them as or we could all be like one paparazzi together, because man, that was a fun convention. Well, that was the best time I've had at a convention ever, hands down. That was such a great group of guys we had there, dude. I had such a blast up there. What happens in the tent stays in the tent. No, Otter Cat, believe it or not, what happens in the tent actually gets blown up against a 6-foot sheet metal wall at about 12 o'clock at night. I got to go fix it and find out that everything in there is soaked. That's what happened with my tent anyway. There was no staying there's nothing about staying anywhere with that tent. It just basically almost blew away. A few Bridger 120s, 110s like that. I hate them. They have bit me. See, James, they could. I don't want to just throw a name out there because I'm not sure exactly what they are. But man, I don't like them. They could be Bridgers, though. I have to look. I don't know. Bring stuff up for Trapper J. Eric, you're bringing stuff up for Trapper J? For harvester's auction I go to, I don't know about your auction. Gavin, are you talking about? We're talking about conventions, bud. They're more just gatherings of trappers. They're great times too. I mean, like I said, it's the only place where I can talk about a coon trail going through a culvert where everyone doesn't look at me like I'm completely crazy. So they're a great time. Had a blast. Auction. The only auction we have around here really is the Iowa auction up in, I think it's in Boone usually every year. I've been there once. That's our only real local fur auction anyways. How much you get for a 6X? Internet Vet, the one I did pretty good on. The one was really good. I think I got $20 for the one. I don't remember the other one because the one was really good. I was worried, it's a big jumbo coon, but it wasn't all scarred up or anything. It was a pretty nice coon for how big it was. So I did pretty good on the one, but the other one I don't remember. I know it wasn't the prettiest one in the world because I caught it kind of later. Eric, yeah. If I'm wearing my orange shirt, I found out from the first day at the NTA that I'm not him can't match without getting a lot of grief. So we'll see what color shirt I'm wearing, but I'll bet you he's probably going to be wearing orange. Yeah, it was a great time at that convention, man. Great time. I think I'm finally caught up on my sleep now, too, so that's also good. PA, you know what? I don't think he did. That was the win because that tent, I mean, that thing was ripped out of the ground against the wall like that. We were all just sitting there looking at my tent like, man, it's getting windy. And then woof, right into the wall. So, yeah, that was a rough night. Rough night of sleep. PA, I think they might be Bridgers too. I don't remember exactly. My deathbed, I'll smile one last time thinking about the 2023. Literally, though, it was so much fun. I had a blast. Met a lot of new people, too, which is always fun. $35 next 6X. Internet Vet, I don't know if I'll catch another one. To be honest, I mean, this is just me being honest with you. I've caught quite a few coon in my life. I mean, a lot more last year than I have any other year, and it wasn't even close. But last year is the only year I've ever caught a 6X, and I caught 2 of them. So I'll be surprised if I catch another one, to be honest with you. They're pretty nuts. I mean, we're talking a huge. I mean, I got a tape measure here. One coon was 42.5 from nose to tail. I'll kind of just give you. So that's how big that coon was from nose to tail. I mean, you can't even fit it all on the same screen. It was a jumbo. Try selling some of your fur at the Idaho sale. I think you'd do good. James, that's a whole. I think it was me and Iowa Trapper. We've talked about this a couple times. There's a lot of guys from Iowa that want to send stuff out there, but they want to do it in bulk, and that's the problem because those Western and really anywhere those auctions that say they have 300 coon there. And while they sell a lot better than most auctions, well, those 300 coon got spread out between 10 different craft makers that are buying them that make a craft. Well, if say I brought 1,000 coon over there and there's not that many craft makers, they don't need that much, then the price is going to go way, way down as far as an average goes on all my coon. And same thing with mink or whatever it is. That's just kind of how I look at it anyways. It basically be flooding a very fragile market. The prices don't lie, but who's buying them is what's determining the price. And a lot of those, if there's small quantities of fur out there that we have large quantities of here, if we were to really stack our furs in one of those auctions, I don't think it would do very good. All right, internet vet. Maybe I'll just keep a whole bunch of, well, probably not a whole bunch of fur, but I might keep some tan stuff from this season. I don't know. I do catch a lot of 5X coon. I think I got my list here actually. Oh, I actually had 3 6X coon this year. I thought it was 2. One must have been right at the end. But I caught 31 5X coon that I put up this year. So I get quite a few of them 5X coon. I might hold some of them back. Not much fun since I was single and your age at Knoxville. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good time, man. What was the blanket again? Sorry, Bill, I'm confused what you're talking about. Oh, the bunny blanket. No, I know what you're talking about. That is the one thing that I'm so glad that no one saw. All my blankets and everything got soaked in the tent, and everyone else had went to bed. And all I could remember is my girlfriend's, basically it's like a light green bunny blankets in my truck, and I know it's dry. And so I ended up sleeping with this little, I mean, it couldn't be more than 5.5 foot long. It didn't even cover me. This tiny little light green blanket with bunnies on it that night. So glad that there's not a picture of me out there with that. So glad. Very sad to be done. He might be, Braden. I don't know. How many beaver have you caught in your trapping career? So Galvin, I actually haven't been trapping beaver all that long. I can count. I got all my numbers on the wall from every season. Let's see. I think 20, 270, around 400. Around 400 or so I've caught in the last 3 years. I've only trapped beaver for 3 years. James, your sale is amazing, but if it was to be flooded with furs that aren't in your area. Yeah, that's basically just what I said. Yep. I don't think it, I mean, it's a great idea, but I don't think it would do what a lot of people think it would do. I think it would, where I'd feel bad about it is I feel like it'd affect the local people that brought their furs to their local fur auction, say it was their state auction. I think it would affect them more than it would me, and being as they get better prices from their state auction, but they're going to get a worse price because I brought all this stuff over here. And I just feel bad about that. I'd feel like an intruder, really bad. I'd hate to do that. Rusty at the end, I have utmost respect for him, and he's done amazing. The organization, if I ship out there, it'd be like my best 50 coon. Yeah. Second dibs. All right. Well, apparently I need to keep my 6X coon. That's interesting. I didn't know you guys would be interested in any of that stuff that I catch. I might have to hold some back. I'll wait a couple years before sharing the bunny blanket. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Blanket you used because your stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Bill. Yeah. Yeah. It was comfy, though. I slept in a picture, and I haven't. No, you don't, Otter Cat. No, you don't. It looked more like a banana. Oh, my. Wow. Hey, thanks, Gavin. Good luck to you, man. Really hope that you're doing good this year, man, or that you do good this fall, man. Hope you get whatever you're hoping to get, and definitely hope you have fun, bud, for sure. Save one fur per year as a memento that season to pass down to your future son. I could, internet vet. I don't think I have any coon getting tanned right now. No, I do have one getting tanned from this last year. Got it on. It's a cover photo for one of my videos. That one that's got a really white face and a really white back end. If you guys remember that video. So I am getting one tan from this year too, actually. This is the first one I've gotten tan since probably this blonde one 5 years ago. But I like that. Oh, geez. Bill is all over these emojis, man. Oh, geez. Takes a monster to get a 2X. Really, Dan? Man, oh, man. Like last year, I had, let me do some quick math here. Around 900, a little over 900 of the 1,300 coon I actually finished were 3X or bigger. Something like that. I thought we had an agreement on 5X raccoon. Uh-oh. Something bad's happening now. Now I feel bad. Maybe have a blast. Yeah, Braden. Yeah, my dad taught me how to trap. I mean, he taught me the basics. I hope I have one kid that likes to trap because, man, oh, man, is he going to have himself one heck of a time. I hope so, anyways. Need to plan a line together, cover Iowa 1 week. Plan a line together, cover Iowa. We could not cover Iowa in a week. Good grief. I was adding it up. My entire line, I took like an area of it, and I took the entire area of the state of Iowa, and I covered. Yeah. As far as the whole state goes, nope. I may be single after. Yeah, probably. I probably would be too. I'm not married, but I'd probably be single after that too. Tommy T, thank you for bringing that up. Yep, Iowa Trapper might have had an accident at the Funky's booth. Oh, you already saw it. Oh boy, that's awesome. That is awesome. This is made to. Bill, it's Saturday, I think. I hope it's Saturday. I'm glad it made your day regardless. Pretty sure it's Saturday. I hope it is. Early whole state. Let's see what we do. Just 1 week. Yeah, Iowa Trapper, I've thought about this. I've thought about what it would be like to trap with a partner. And I would almost think you'd never have to shut the truck off. One guy could sleep while the other's driving and checking traps. And then say you get 4 or 5 hours of sleep, you wake up, they run together for a little bit. The other one takes a nap, drop off at the fur buyer and keep running. That's how I'd do it. I mean, if I had a partner that was willing to do it, I mean, we'd be running 24 hours a day. One might be sleeping while the other's trekking traps, but that's how I'd do it. I think that would be the way to really get some numbers anyways. Just 1 week. I don't know. We need a lot of traps. And I almost think that, well, actually, no, when me and you are in separate vehicles, we can cover more ground than if we're in the same one. Nobody here has ever seen a 5X raccoon 70-inch beaver. Never a raccoon that big. Caught one 5X last year in DP I ever set. Wow! I trap on how he sets up cat food, and I shot at the forehead with my pellet gun. Bounced off. Really, Michael? How many feet per second is it shooting, and what caliber and what pellets? I'm interested now because I shoot everything with a pellet gun, even beavers. And it works just fine. You have to hit them just right, though. If they're looking up at you and you try and shoot them, it is not going to kill them. I can almost guarantee you that, unless it's a small coon. You have to get them to where their head is basically parallel with the ground and shoot straight into that forehead. That's how you got to do it with a pellet gun. But if you get them like that, it works perfectly. Partner, but when I had a real trapper ride with me one day a few years ago, and they knew how to dispatch and reset me, and it was a game changer. Never. Yeah, Iowa trapper, I get that. I guess I've never had someone who really knows how to trap ride with me. And I've never had anyone help that was with me. I've had my buddy with me, and he'll like throw me my bait or something. But other than that, I mean, I do all of it. I've never had that. It'd be slick. It's got to be square. Pellets you shoot. I always use 22. Braden, I use a .177. Of them anyways. I use the Premier. These are the pellets I shoot. The 177 7.4 grain Premier pellets. I think I bought all my ammo last year for like $25. That was 1,200 pellets, something like that. So that's what I use. And I use a .177. What is it? A Ruger Airhawk something. It's like a 2 or something like that. My 2 pellet Ruger. Oh yeah, it was probably the looking up thing then. Yeah. Yeah, Gavin. I've never had anyone really ride with me. It's really hard to find someone that is willing to trap. I mean, that first week you're trapping 12 to 16 hours a day. And then you're getting home and skinning until midnight. And then for me, I get done at midnight. I drive back to school, get back to school around 1, go to bed and wake up at 4 again. It's hard to find someone that's willing to do that with you. At least for me, it is. I've never found anyone that wanted to go that hard with me anyways, I guess. Yeah, there you go, Michael. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, like for me, if I'm standing next to a coon, I'll hold my pellet gun in one hand, and if they keep looking up at me, I'll either snap my hand down to the side of me or I'll move my leg or something, and that's how I do it. I just get their attention down. That's how I do it. That's the quickest way I've found anyways. You got to get their head down fast because I got to get moving fast. So Make a saluted 77 penetrator pellet that is steel pin. Don't stop on the skull. Huh. Typically always do it all. That one day made me realize. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be cool to see what two guys who are really serious about it could do. It does sound familiar, doesn't it? We probably buy it from the same place. Braden right in the head on coon. Although I did dispatch a fox with it last year. It was in a dog proof. Shot him right behind the shoulder. Dropped him right there. Dropped and died. And I shoot all my skunks with it too. Behind the shoulder. Gavin right in the head. Pretty much. I mean, if you can imagine right where you take the eyes and the ears and basically make an X right on the forehead. It's right where you're shooting them with a pellet gun. Anthony, I've never tried it on a coyote. I mean, I've shot beaver before and killed them just fine. I would assume it might. I mean, a headshot, I don't know, but you might be able to get along with it. I don't know. I bet you could. If I can shoot a beaver in the head and kill it with a pellet gun, I bet you kill a coyote with it. Okay, there you go. Iowa Trapper knows. Excellent on coyote up close. Really? Better than raccoon. Huh. Interesting. Hey, Krusty One, how you doing? Welcome all the way from Nevada. I think that's Nevada. Pretty sure. I feel you, bud. I'm getting pretty pumped too. Venture with James, you shoot all your coon. Well, I guess I don't know where you are. For me, I have to shoot the coon in the head. It's much faster. I have to shoot him in the head. I don't have time to sit there and wait for 80 coon a day to lay down and die. I have to shoot him in the head. Point and blank for yotes. Yeah. Kill a lot of coyotes with 177. Yeah, Mahler. Yeah, you're a ways away, bud. 77 dispatches Fox fast. Yep, PA, that's what I did, right in the lungs. Put them right down. Works really good on skunks too. Although I don't like hitting the shoulder blade on a skunk. If you hit that, you tend to run into some problems. But if you get it behind that shoulder blade, it'll drop them pretty quick. I mean, it's 30 seconds and they're done for the most part. Yeah, Nevada, man, that's a ways. It's a ways off. We got people in here from all over the place. All right, Iowa Trapper, you take care, buddy. You need to get that stuff out of there, dude, so you can start getting ready for season. That's all I got to say. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Tomorrow, revolver right in the shoulder. Won't exit. Yeah, I'd venture with James. I can see that. Our problem, too, is with that, you cannot what's it called? You can't shoot a firearm within, I think it's a couple hundred yards of a house. Well, in Iowa, a pellet gun is not legally classified as a firearm. So that law doesn't matter. And being as I set a lot of dog proofs and everything, basically right, I mean, I'm not going to say right next to a house, but I mean, there's dog proofs I have 30, 40 yards from houses. Just because I'm that confident that I'm not going to catch any pets or anything in them. But legally, you cannot shoot a firearm there. But a pellet gun, you can because it's not a firearm. So another reason on why I use the pellet gun. I try, buddy. I try. try for sure. Tell you what, guys, it's 84 degrees in here right now. That's a little too warm for me. Choke pull on a cast, no blood. Yeah, James. I've heard there's a no BS. They got the Death Ray that some people really like now. Yeah, Gavin. Yeah. Glad I got on here. It reminds me I need to buy some more pellets for next year. I ran completely out last year. I ended up catching more coon than I anticipated. Trying to think what else I've been doing out here. I need to move these beaver boards somewhere else because they're in my way. Got to dye traps yet. Other than that, I'm about ready to go. I think. Double the order on pellets. Yeah, Rich. I might have to, man. Glad you're back in here. Hopefully your internet isn't lagging. Or cutting, whatever you said. Chopping, I think. So in the fur A. What do you mean there, Gavin? I don't know if I showed you guys this or not. I'm going to have to grab one of these. This is something I came up with. I had a buddy of mine give me the idea for this. For you guys that are trapping and walking any distance from the truck, it is so much easier to carry your stuff if you make something like this. I promise you. Mine's just, I made mine out of cable, but basically you cinch this on a beaver's foot, carry them like a suitcase, or you put a coon arm in each hole, carry them out that way. Saves your hands a lot. I'm going to carry 2 of them with me when I'm water trapping in case I lose one or in case I catch more than 2 coon at a stop. But I'd highly recommend everyone making something similar to this. It doesn't have to be cable or nothing like that. But man, oh man, does it save your hands, especially beaver trapping. It's so. Well, hopefully it's better than before, Rich. I caught 2 rabbits in blind sets last year. First time it happened. Murder scenes. Oh yeah, Michael. I think a lot of that's more birds, like hawks and stuff. I think find them even before coyotes do. Could be coyotes too. You never know, but I think the birds find them pretty quickly if they're in a trap. Tommy T, I buy all of them off of Amazon. I guess I don't know if they still sell them anymore. They've been getting a lot of stuff off of Amazon now. I probably need to check that. But yeah, I buy all my stuff off of Amazon as far as pellets go. Pretty cheap usually if you get them around. There's normally a sale on them around I want to say it's in September sometime. They normally have a pretty good sale on them pellets. Trapper Bob, yes, I do. I actually got some right here. I used the Formula One. I get a gallon of it at a time, but I use the black. Works pretty good for me. I actually love it for 220s, but I use the black. I don't know. I just don't like the brown as much as the black, I guess. Yeah, I love it. It keeps those springs very strong. That's the main thing I use it for, is just to keep my springs strong. Nice talking to everyone. Kentucky's out for the night. All right, sounds good, Kenny. I appreciate you stopping in, man. You have a good night. Tyler, yes, I do. I sharpen. I use, oh, geez, it's right over here. Oh, I don't know if my cord's long enough. I use a work sharp. I actually do my fleshing knife on this too. I probably shouldn't, but it works pretty good. I don't normally have to sharpen it up that much for coon. My blade holds a pretty good edge for coon, but for beaver, I mean, every 3 or 4 beaver, I'm touching up my sharp side. I like a razor sharp blade when I'm fleshing beaver. It really speeds it up. But that's how I sharpen mine, anyways. For a place to cut off raccoon tail. Makes sense. Yeah, Gavin, they do cut off the coon's tails. There's no monetary value in that tail. I'll actually just show you here. Basically, what they're doing to that coon, bud, is they're taking it out here and they're chopping it right about here. They don't use any of the face and they don't use the tail or anything. All they're using is this along the back. If it's got a good belly, they'll use the belly too. But all depends on the coon and the area you're from, really. Have to sharpen. Made beaver totes out of old shoulder straps. That'd work too, Ottercat. I actually heard of a guy he was a coon trapper when the fur market was good. I don't remember his name, but he dressed as a construction worker. This was in Iowa. He dressed as a construction worker and wore a hard hat and a vest, all that stuff. And that's how he trapped bridges, because no one ever wondered what he was doing, because he dressed as a construction worker and he carried everything in a toolbox. So I thought that was the funniest thing. I'm sure it'd work. Needle tape sewed on the old stuff backpack straps. You can toss the strap over your shoulder to carry beaver that way. Yeah, Patrick, you could. I'm sure it'd work good. I just like carrying them like that because, I'm taking them up. Second I get up there, they're getting whipped into the truck, and I'm in the truck and out of there. And I don't have to clean this. That's the best part. And this thing only cost me, it didn't even take me $1 to make that. I made like 8 of them, I think. First year trapping up in Maine, channels of wealth and all. I appreciate it, Anthony. I wish you good luck this season for sure. What season, bud? If you don't mind me asking. Yeah, thanks, Gavin. It's a nice coon. Probably the most proud one. The one I'm most proud of, for sure. I love that thing. Oh, I'm trying to think something else. Does anyone else have anything that I need to talk about? I'm game for anything. Oh, also, if anyone was wondering why all those buckets were in the background during my 220 box video, that's what I use for all of my my carp that I'm cutting up. I know I had a lot of questions on what in the world I was doing with that many buckets sitting back there. That's what I'm using them for. Is all that chunk carp I'm going to be using when I'm water trapping and box trapping. Shoulder straps are for when you're 200 yards out in the swamp. Yeah, Ottercat, and I don't have to deal with that, thankfully. I got 40 or 50 yards up a bridge. Some bridges are worse than others. I trap some bridges. If you catch a beaver, you can throw it up onto the bridge. They're so low. But man, it's been 2 hours. Holy cow. Been on here for a bit. I didn't even realize that until just now. Dan, I catch them all on rod and reel with sweet corn. I don't snag them or bow fish them. Me and an Iowa trapper might be going bow fishing. We talked about it. Hopefully we can, because I've never been bow fishing. But I catch them all on rod and reel with sweet corn. Man, does it work good. Normally we can catch, on a good night, we catch 15 to 20 of them a night, about 6 pound average. You're going out, you're catching 100 plus pounds of bait every night. It doesn't take that many trips to really start adding up. That's what I like to do. I don't like paying for my carp if I don't have to. I'd rather spend time sitting on the river catching them than paying for them. That's just my thoughts on it, though. I love to fish anyway, so it fits in just right. Maybe when you're checking your raccoon traps. What are you talking about there, Gavin? Biggest beaver last year, 62. It was 1 mile hike in when I pulled it up. Oh, yeah, Michael. That's always where the biggest ones come from. The further you go in, further you get away from your vehicle, the bigger the beaver will get. That's for sure. That's a big beaver. That's a nice beaver. Dan, I've heard that shad is one of the best things to use for like fish sticks and stuff. I've heard that it is. I mean, it's not even comparable to carp, really. But the best thing about carp is it is so oily and rich that it'll give off the most smell the colder it gets. If you get what I'm saying, like that shad will freeze up, though. That carp, it might get frozen, but it'll still smell pretty strong compared to what just a frozen would smell like. So as far as really, I mean, getting bulk, I can't get bulk shad. We don't have hardly any shad around here. So I kind of have to get carp, but common carp are kind of the go-to for most people that trap in Iowa anyways. Carp. I know a lot of people that love using shad, but we just can't get the quantities around here that you need. Back on the line, or do you always return to the same location? Rich, I trap for the most part the same stuff every year, and I'll add on to it a little bit. I probably add 10 or 15% every year. I try to keep growing. I don't ever want to run out of ground. Got to go. Keep up the good work. Hey, thanks, Krusty One. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping in. One swamp tree. Yeah, otter cat. That makes sense too. Pelt weighs a lot less than the whole thing for sure. For sure. But anyways, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here for the night. Can't believe I've been blabbing for 2 hours already. I need to get some more stuff done out here. So I appreciate y'all stopping in. Hopefully we'll be coming out with a couple more videos here soon. I have a couple more ideas here before I go to school on some stuff I want to post. So hopefully I can get some stuff out here before I move to school. But for now, guys, I appreciate everyone for stopping in here. I really do, guys. These lives are really getting me pumped up. I'm really starting to have fun with them. So anyways, guys, thanks for stopping in.